Welcome to another video from DIY Daily. Just going to put together a full step-by-step guide, just showing you how to fit a new light switch on this 2008 Toyota Yaris. Now the reason that I'm replacing this one, the ignition's on already, but we've got an indicator fault with it. So I've just put it on there to turn left. You can see it's not indicating. If we just sort of hold the switch down, it will start indicating as soon as off. Sometimes it works, but it's a little bit intermittent. You can see if I just put a bit of extra weight on it there, the switch starts working. For the left there, and the same works to the right okay, but it's just when it's down on the left that's working now. If we just touch it a little bit, it'll go off. So that's the reason that we're replacing it. I managed to find a switch on eBay. I'll put a link to the item in the description below and the part number if you want to check it out. But yeah, we'll run through everything a step at a time. It's not too bad a job to do, but we do need to remove the airbag and the steering wheel. The very first thing we're going to do is just disconnect the negative terminal from the battery, and then we'll crack on with it and get stuck into the video. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, just click on the red subscribe button below to make sure you don't miss out on any future content. Right, so just coming around to the battery, we only need to remove the negative terminal, so we're just going to take that off now and tuck it aside. Right, so now that the battery's off, the next thing we're going to do is get the trim cowling out of the way. So we've got a top and a bottom section to it. And if you just simply turn the steering wheel to the right, you can see we've got a little Phillips screw there. Same on the left. The steering lock's just come on at the minute, but there's another one on the other side. And then just up underneath here, just got another Phillips screw just there. So we're just going to get all three of them screws out now and just get the cowling out of the way, and then move you on to the next step after that. That's the cowling out of the way, and once you've got it down, you'll see they just sort of clip together as well, but really easy to get off. Right, so now that the cowling's out of the way, the next thing we need to do is get the airbag out of the way. And on this steering wheel setup, basically if you just turn it sort of halfway around there and just coming in from underneath, you'll just see you've got a hole through there. It's going to be a little bit hard to sort of show you this, can't quite get the torch showing through there. We're going to use like a flat bladed screwdriver or like a long torque screwdriver, something that you can use to push. There's a little metal rod in the back that you need to push with it, and then it'll pop the bottom out. And there are two metal spring clips on the top that can sometimes be a little bit tricky to unhook, but basically I'll do that now. I'll get it off, and then I'll show you once it's off the bits that you need to be aiming for to get it out of the way. That's all. Right, so I don't know if you can see, but the airbag's released at the bottom now. But yeah, it's just a little bit tricky to get these top ones. So I'm just going to pop them out now, and then we can show you that once it's out. Right, so that's the airbag popped out. It's a little bit fiddly to do. I'll just get it fully out of the way in a minute and just show you just exactly how them clips work. But just before, just be a bit careful, a bit delicate with the wiring. Just before I pull it out of the way, just going to need to undo this little connector there. Just simply a little push tab on it, and just pop that in there and pull that out. And then we're going to need to undo this little tag. Just on a little tag there as well, we'll just pop that off. And then the airbag switch itself, the connector to the airbag, if you just get your little flat bladed screwdriver and just really lightly pry the little yellow tab up, once you've got it up, we should then be able to pop the orange connector out. I'll just try to show you that. That's the airbag out of the way. Now this same job, you could use this same guide for replacing the airbag clock spring as well, which is just this piece there, which is located at the back of the steering wheel. If you are replacing that, and I'll run you through a bit more detail in a minute, but you do need to be really careful when taking your clock spring off. You need to mark where it is and not actually turn that once the steering wheel's out of the way. But again, I'll show you that once it's off. But yeah, so for getting the airbag off, obviously to start with, you're just going through the hole in the bottom, which just comes up through a little hole down the bottom there. And all you're looking to do with that, it basically just pushes on this little tab just up there, which releases it through there, sorry, on that one. And then on the top there, if you can just pull your trim back, all you're looking to do is just push these little tabs. Just get your flat bladed screwdriver just on the little tab there, and you just need to press that down on both sides. That's all. So you'd be coming in with your screwdriver there and just simply pressing on that tab there. But yeah, it's a little bit tricky to do. It's a bit hard to see it, but once you sort of understand where they are, it's not too bad at all, really. So now the next thing we're going to do, just put the airbag aside, is get the steering wheel off. And once we've got the steering wheel undone, got the centre nut undone, I'm just going to use a little impact driver to do it. You need to be making sure that you put your steering wheel back in the same place. Now sometimes these have got master splines on it, so it'll only go in one place, but not always, so it's always worth just marking it. So what I'm going to do is just put a mark on it. I'll take the nut off and then mark it properly so we can see exactly where it's located, so we can put it back in the same spot. But yeah, we'll just crack on now and get that centre nut off. Right, I've just got the impact wrench out, and the centre nut there is a 19mm socket. So just get ready to mark it and get the nut off. Right, it's just got a paint mark on it now, and got the nut off. Next thing we're going to do, sometimes you need to I'm just going to put the nut lightly on. You might just need to give the steering wheel a little bit of a bang and a sort of firm rock just to crack it off. So let's just have a quick go at that now. Sometimes it's just a little bit tight on the splines, that's all. Right, so the steering wheel's off now. You can see that wasn't too bad to do. And the next thing we're going to do is take the airbag clock spring off, and just see I've just put a paint mark across the back of it. Just obviously this does move. You need to make sure you put that back in the same spot. If the steering wheel was to be turned while this was off or this was rotated, you can quite easily damage these. Basically, they've got a coil inside them for keeping the contact where you turn the steering wheel. But if it gets put back in the wrong place, it's really easy to damage them. It'll basically turn the clock spring too far and break the coil in it, and then you'll end up needing a new clock spring as well. But yeah, I'm just going to take the clock spring off now. So clock spring's just held in just by a couple of little securing clips. I think there's 3 around it. There's just 1 on the top there, and there should be 2 more. So just going to get them off and just sit that aside now. Right, so that's the 2 connectors off as well. Probably should have just took them off first, it would have been a little bit easier. But just a little push tab on the white one there, and on the yellow one, it's like a sort of flick style one, so you need to just pull the tab back there, pull it all the way to the back, and then it'll just pop off. So, but now that they're out of the way, next thing I'm going to do is just take the wiper switch out of it, which is just held on with some little retaining clips. I'll just pop them out and just show you them once we've got it out. So really straightforward to get that off. Just the 2 connectors and just that little tab there. All you need to do is just the 1 actually. I can't remember if it had 1 or 2 on it. Just simply push that tab down there, and then you can pull the switch out. And then we're now just about ready to swap the main piece over, the actual headlight switch. We've just got a connector there. Just simply pop that out. And then we're just going to get a pair of pliers now and basically just crimp up the little spring clip there. We'll be able to pinch that up together, and then we'll be able to slide the unit out over the outside there, over the centre of the steering wheel centre there. So just do that quickly now. Right, so that's the light switch out. And so what you do, you basically pinch the spring clip up there, but there is just one little securing tab. I don't know if you can just see, but there's a little bit of a locator there. And just as you pinch it together, you just need to get your finger in and just simply push this tab forward, and then you can just pull it out and just pull it straight over the top there. So that's it, that's the light unit out. But yeah, as you can see up to this stage now, fairly straightforward, not too bad. Just need to be careful with all your connectors and everything. So all I'm going to do now is just speed through the video as we crack on, get it all back together. I'll just simply locate the new one on, just make sure the clip's into place properly. And if you just look at the new switch, basically comes with a like a little red, this little red pull tab on there. Basically all that does is just holding the clip open, so you can simply just clip it over, make sure that your center tab locks into place, then we'll just simply pull that off. So I'll just show you that quickly, and as soon as that's on, we'll just fly through the video, just cracking on, getting everything back together, and then we can test it quickly and just make sure everything's all right. But yeah, let's crack on and get it sorted. And just feel that's locked into place now, so I can now remove the lock-in tab. So we'll just crack on, speed through, getting everything back together, exactly the same order as we took it apart, and then I'll just run you through anything that's important on the way back together. We'll just see, just make sure that that's lined up as we push it back on. Now, I haven't got a torque setting for the steering wheel main nut. I'm just going to nip it up just with the impact driver. Obviously I'm used to using one of those, but it doesn't want to be silly tight, but it does obviously want a good nip otherwise. I'll just give it a bit of a nip with the impact driver, and you can just see, because I sort of marked it beforehand, it's back about where it was before, just a little bit past it, just had an extra nip, a little bit of a nip from what it was before that. So pretty happy with that. I'm just going to get the airbag popped back in now, obviously make sure all the connectors are back on, and again we'll then just get it back together before we reconnect the battery. Shouldn't really be reconnecting it with the airbag disconnected or anything like that. And obviously it's going to log some fault codes if you do that, so with having the battery being disconnected all the time, which is going to save us from having any fault codes logged. So yeah, let's just crack on and get it back together. And so just to clip your airbag back into place, just a bit of a firm knock, and then you'll hear it pop in when it's located correctly. Right, so at this stage now, all the electrical connectors are back together. The only thing I haven't done is just put the fan cowling on. So I am now going to reconnect the earth terminal on the battery, so I can now test it and just make sure it's working okay. Right, so the power's back on now. The first thing we're going to do is just pop the ignition on and just test it, just make sure it's working. You can see it's indicating nicely now, but obviously while everything's been off and disconnected, just make sure, just test everything on your switch there that you've replaced. Because you've had the wiper stalk disconnected, just test that, just test your own, just make sure that's working okay, and your steering wheel controls there. But yeah, as you can see, not too bad a job to do at all to replace them light switches, and obviously you can use this same video as a guide to replace the airbag, rotary switch, or the washer stalk as well. But yeah, hope the video helped someone in the same situation. If it did, give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out the next video. I'm just going to crack on now, just leave the video recording while I put the trims on and get everything back together. But yeah, that's it for tonight's video. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.